Few things piss me off more than this. A person presenting a shitty idea, a shitty product, and everybody buys into it. Whilst a person over here who's got a great product, a great service, but they're not able to pitch and present it, and nobody buys into it. So many ideas have been killed by not being able to pitch your business idea. So I thought to myself, what are the 3 most important things I want to give from me to you so that the next time you go into that situation of pitching your idea, product or service, you succeed to a much greater extent. Number 1 is you have to figure out what their problem is. If you don't figure out what their problem is, your product does not matter. Like literally the worst thing you can do is this. Yes, hello. Yeah, well, shall we just maybe get to know each other? We can just do a company presentation. You can start first. Or wait, I'll start first. You got 20 slides? No, 30. You go click, click, click. And you can literally see the client going like, I wish I was wherever but here. At the end, the client goes, not to you, but in their head, I could not care less who you are. But if you began the presentation by, of course, getting acquainted and figuring out their problem and saying, I have a solution to your problem, now they want to know who you are. So number 1 is figuring out what their problem is. There's a key to this when it comes to public speaking and presentation skills, and that is that it's core for you to show that you are interested. Of course, be interested in what they do in their products and services, but that's not enough. It's not enough that you can sing if you don't sing, because nobody can hear you sing. You have to show them that you're interested. How do you do that? Easy. You apply skill number 61 and 64 out of the 110 skills. Have a look at this. Number 1 is the beautiful, empowering head angle, which means that you tilt your head when listening to the other person. This now shows a greater emotional connection. Like if your hamster died and you said to me, hey David, my hamster died this Saturday, I'm all heartbroken, I would naturally go, oh, I feel so sad for you. Take the day off if you wish. Number 64, amplifying head movement. This shows that you are interested and you are confirming that what they're saying is out of interest. Combining these two, tilt of head and head nod, now shows the other person that, ooh, yes, you are truly interested. Yes, please do tell me more. And by so, they are motivated to speak to you more. The worst thing that you can do is straight head, no nod, because that gives no indication if you're interested or not. As I said, it doesn't matter if you can sing if you don't sing. It doesn't matter if you're interested if you don't show it. That was tip number 1. A bit dual, I guess, because I said, hey, define and figure out their problem and use these skills to get them to speak to you more. Tip number 2 is what moves you in life. There are only 2 things that move you from A to B. It's either pain, moving away from pain, or moving toward pleasure. It's the only things, nothing else. You can make a list now of the last 100 decisions you've made. I promise you that every single one was driven by an emotion or an instinct. And it's the same thing for your clients. Every single decision they will take from when you leave that meeting, if they go to their boss and talk about it, if they pitch it to their colleagues, is based on one thing and one thing only. Emotion or instinct, moving away from pain or towards pleasure. So my second tip is truly this. You have to create an emotion in them when you're in that meeting. Before going into the meeting, ask yourself, which emotion will move them towards where I want them to go? I like a combination of 30% pain and 70% pleasure. So when I'm in a meeting and I'm going to pitch, for instance, my keynote, How to Avoid Death by PowerPoint, I first sit down and I say, have you ever been in a presentation where somebody pulled up their PowerPoint in your company and you literally felt that your soul wanted to leave your body. It was so boring that you were trying to just keep your brain alive by looking at your mobile phone under the corner of the table. Have you ever been in such a situation? And they go like, yes, it's horrible. I can't take it. I don't want to live anymore when I'm in this situation. Wouldn't it instead be just so beautiful that when you walk into your future meetings in this company, the PowerPoints are clear, they are concise, they are animated, they build dopamine, they make you desire the next slide. I know it sounds mad, but it's absolutely and entirely possible. My promise to you is this. My 1 hour keynote on how to avoid death by PowerPoint will make that happen. Because it's so crystal clear that they cannot carry on the way they've done it before. And you can see their eyes light up because I've just produced 30% pain, 70% pleasure. I've truly listened, I've figured out their problem, I've come with a solution, and boom, they book it. This brings me now to my third and last tip, which is exactly what I just said. Do not overuse PowerPoints. God damn it! My TED Talk on how to avoid death by PowerPoint is close to 5 million views. It is the most viewed talk on that subject. Why? Because people desperately do not want bad PowerPoints or too much PowerPoint. So the trick here is combine your presentation with other kind of aids. I'll give you an idea. During my study of 5,000 public speakers, I had this side hobby project of figuring out the kind of variations all speakers used. I found 136 different variations, and they look like this. Ta-da! 136 variations. Bam, bam. Number 46 is PowerPoint. That is a variation. So if anyone ever tells you, oh, can you please prepare a 40-minute presentation? And you go, yes, I will build a 40-minute PowerPoint. Yes, and I will deliver a 40-minute PowerPoint. No. That is not what a proper presentation looks like. A proper presentation looks like this. Yes, 40-minute presentation. I will start with a discussion. Then I will add the variation of a whiteboard and draw something on that. Then I'll add the variation of a metaphor. Then I will add the variation of story. Then I will add the variation of PowerPoint because it makes sense, because the graph is too complicated to draw. And then I will add the variation of discussion again. Then I will add the variation of interaction. And bam, 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 bam. You do that? That is a presentation worth looking at. I think this single tip, this third tip that I gave you, apply it. It will literally improve your presentations by 100%. To summarize this, number one, find their problem. Show that you are truly interested in order to get them to speak to you more by tilting your head and nodding affirmatively. Tip number two was create pain and pleasure, because both of those are what moves us from A to B in any decision we take in life. And the third tip is do not produce a 40-minute PowerPoint and believe that that is a presentation. It is not. A presentation is a combination of variations of the stuff that I showed you. Will this improve your presentations by 100%? Yes. If you haven't done this before, I am absolutely confident it will. And if you have any questions at all, please post them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. And secondly, if you want to learn more, I have a brilliant free training on public speaking and presentation skills, which you can also find in the description below the video. I'll see you there or in the next YouTube video. Ciao!